the big question: would you buy to live, buy to let, or does Leeds need more investment before you even think about it? The front garden is absolutely massive. There is space for a seated area where you can invite the neighbours round for a glass of wine during the summer. Right, let's have a butcher's and see wagwan. This is an auction property. Always check the legal pack. As well as auction fees, you may have additional costs and other property problems. Today, we are viewing a freehold through terrace, 5 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, mid-terrace house. The on-street parking is free, or off-street parking is available at the back. From Leeds city centre, it is a 10-minute drive, 20 minutes on the bus, or a 40-minute walk. We are starting at the top of the house. On the second floor is 2 bedrooms, plus a large cupboard, which can be a second bathroom. Storage will be whatever you make of it. The EPC rating is E. The house is 207 square meters. Got lots of natural light flooding through there. The property is in an Article 4 area and also in a conservation area. Conservation areas are protected areas of special architectural or historic interest. The areas are designed by the council and protected by the character and the appearance of a whole area, not just its buildings. There are 81 conservation areas in Leeds. The buyer is to pay the seller £100 plus VAT towards the cost of the transfer. The property, a family house, was owned by the mum and dad and then passed down to the children. The children moved out and started their own families, and the property fell into a state. This space can be converted into a second bathroom, so there's a bathroom on the top floor. No one in the family was really interested in the property. As crazy as that sounds, it happens a lot. Above is a link to a property that was viewed. It was inherited and the children had no interest in the flat. I've known a good few landlords that have wanted to pass their property portfolio onto their children, and their children have absolutely no interest, so they ended up selling the properties. One of the family members got a small mortgage on the property. The money was used for something else, but the mortgage fell into arrears. The lender was about to start court proceedings to repossess the properties when one of the family members asked if they could have a little bit more time to sell the property first, so the property went into auction. Let's go downstairs. On the first floor, it has 3 bedrooms and the only bathroom. The property sold for $299,000. Labbly jabbly. However, the buyer was taking a little bit too long to complete, and the family waited and waited and waited and waited. The buyer could not get a bridging loan, and the family put the property back into auction. You know, you have got to be a very confident person to go to auction knowing that you only have the deposit, You bought the property and now you got to run around to go find the rest of the money to pay for it. Okay, that's mad, but we move. I just feel like there is nothing more and hardcore and better than just having cash to go to an auction. But, you know, fair dues, not everybody's got 300 grand lying around. But come on, man, you need to have lined up the bridging, let them know, like, wagwan, we're about to phone you, we're going to auction, this is what's happening. How about a little bit of a heads up? Something. Or, you know, if you're using investor finance, the money's just sat in an account somewhere. You're not running around chasing the investor who's got to then chase the money. Like, something's there. Do you know what I mean? The 300 grand is visible. It's just there. Aye, let's clock the buyer's expenses. Let's have a bit of a nosy, a bit of a sneaky peeky. They might have engaged with an architect to draw up plans to convert the house beforehand. That comes with a fee. We don't know that they've done this. But what we do know, the buyer lost 10% deposit. That's £29,900. Plus, the buyer paid an auction fee of £1,500, including VAT. Let's just take it the buyer engaged with a solicitor to have a look at the legal plan. That's like what, £250? The buyer may have also paid costs to serve a notice to complete. Let's just say that's £350. The buyer has lost £32,000 on this house. Linked above is a viewing for a property that they could have bought outright with the money lost. If you're going to develop the property into a family home, this is a lovely destination home. Plenty of room to raise a family. If you have teenagers, a few bedrooms are big enough to put sofas in so they can have their mates over to come and chill. One of the bedrooms you can put in an ensuite. One of the reception rooms can be an office study or a games room. You can convert the basement, to have a cinema room, home gym, and a bathroom. You are absolutely spoiled for choice with options. The back garden, which you'll see later, is huge. As a family home, you can section off parts for a playground, section off another part for a hot tub and maybe a mini bar, plus still have space for off-road parking. On the ground floor are 2 reception rooms and the kitchen. If you're going to develop the property for short-term lets, you can put an additional bathroom on the top floor and an ensuite in one of the bedrooms. The back reception room can be a dining room, and in a 5-bed house, you can accommodate 10 guests. There is also off-street parking for 4 cars and 3 vans, which is a really great bonus. 10 guests with 3 bathroom. What is the nightly rate? Looking at sales, what are 5 beds in the local area on the market for? If you are going to develop the property into a 6-bed HMO, the back reception room can be a bedroom. This can be left as the front reception room, and it's got plenty of seating for 6 people. 2 of the bedrooms can be an ensuite. Looking at planning, the road itself doesn't have any HMOs, but The area has a lot of HMOs due to the dance school and it being walking distance from Leeds city centre and walking distance from Chapel Allerton. Here comes the excitement. The uplift. You can develop the basement into a self-contained unit. How much do rooms rent for in the local area? If you are going to develop the property into studio units, there are a couple of property on the road that has been developed into 4 units, 1 unit per floor, including the basement. However, looking at planning, this actually doesn't show up. So maybe the development was done like a really long time ago. However, there has been one application to turn a whole family house into 4 units. This is going back to 2024 and that was refused. You could probably squeeze a dining table in there as well. This kitchen is absolutely huge and there's no messing around adding any extensions on there to fit the HMO criteria. You got it made. Got a separate space for your washing machine, dryer. You could get one of those massive like 16 kilogram washing machines. The basement is massive. It is a really good chunky size where you can fit 3 or 4 different rooms depending on what you want to do to it. Looking at rentals, what are studios, 1 beds in the local area on the market for? Let's do the Jim Jam test. Is a local shop close enough to pop in our Jim Jams on a Sunday morning? This is the back garden, which is absolutely huge. Plenty of opportunity depending on what you want to do to it. Looking at sales, what are studios, 1 bed in the local area on the market for? The bus stop is roughly a 3-minute walk from the property. There is no sales history for this property. A property that has been converted into 4 units. More properties that was once a house converted into multiple units. we have our shop.